Hi guys, Everyday Knife Guy here, or Everyday Flashlight Guy if you will. Back with the video. It's been a long time. I apologise for that. Life has been beyond hectic recently, and it's not that I don't want to make videos, it's just I really haven't been able to find the time. I do have a few planned in my head and a few things to do videos on, and this is one of them, so I thought I'd better get round and actually do something this weekend, or it will be another 5 days before I even have any potential chance to make another video. So without further ado, let's get into this. This is going to be a basic overview of this light here, which is the Thrunite T10T, which I was just sent quite recently, and also looking at it in comparison with the standard T10 that I did a review on probably, I don't know, a month or so, 6 weeks ago now, I guess. So the T10, as we looked at before, is a very capable, this is an aluminum bodied light, very capable AA cell, small EDC pocket light, really cool. Tail clicker, detachable pocket clip. This is a cool white version and 250 lumens maximum output, so pretty decent little light. The T10T, I think as we'll see, is very much for titanium junkies only. It's a very cool looking light, titanium body on this one, not aluminum of course. So it does look good, but the specs are actually a little bit poorer than the other light, and its price is a bit higher as you'd expect for titanium. So we'll have a look at this too. Very slightly different design. They're obviously same family, very similar. Let's just put them side by side. But you can see there's a few subtle differences. This one, titanium version, is slightly longer, so we can put them side by side. It's obviously not a big deal in a light of this size. It's not a huge thing. You can see it's just a couple of millimeters longer there. Slightly different design in the tail clicker. And this one has a bolt-on, if we can get a focus there, bolt-on pocket clip. Just looks pretty cool, but it's also nice to have the detachable and reversible version as on the T10. So those would be the main differences aesthetically. Both have a single XPL Cree LED. As I say, slightly different output ratings. And I've talked about this before with Thrunite lights. I don't know if that is just down to whoever happened to be writing the product literature on that day, or actual testing, or they've changed how they test their lights or how they rate them or whatever over time. Sometimes it doesn't make a lot of sense to me why they would have different ratings, but there's people out there that know a hell of a lot more about battery power and flashlights and LEDs and Crees than I do, so feel free to chip in on why this might be. But these are basically same kind of light, different body material, and have different specs on them. So one other spec I should note is weight. Obviously this one's a little bit lighter. Now I can't be bothered to convert this into ounces, you can do that yourself. 32 grams on this without battery, and 40 approximately on this without battery. You can definitely feel the difference. This does feel a little bit more solid, although much smoother, so less grippy in the hand. It does feel a bit more solid and a bit more kind of tactile and nicer to hold than the original T10 I was sent. So that's basically the overall impressions on the look of them. Now, I was going to get in this video and say, people always ask me what sort of batteries I use in flashlights when I'm testing them or carrying them or whatever. And I was going to say, well, these are the kind of high quality, top of the line cells that I use. For those of you who don't know, I mean, you'll think, oh, Duracell is obviously the household name worldwide, I would say, for good everyday batteries. Well, no, these are the real creme de la creme, and you wouldn't even want to know what I pay for these guys. These are, people like Smoking Ape that are a bit of, battery nerds will chip in and say, and confirm that these are really the creme de la creme of AA cell batteries. So it's well worth going out your way to find great specimens like this. So that's the sort of thing I use in my lights. But I was going to say, everyone always asks, and do you ever hear people say that in videos? I'm not picking on anyone in particular. I just think it's funny when people say, oh, people always ask, this question or that question about their EDC gear or this or that. And I'm thinking, I'm a video maker. I got a few thousand subs now, and I'm thinking, no one ever asks me anything like that. Like, never. I get comments in videos sometimes that, kind of get into discussion of whatever gear we're looking at, whether it's a Victorinox or whatever. But they're like, oh, somebody emailed me and asked me this. And it's like, well, who are these people that are asking you? Because they're not subbed to my channel, because I never get asked anything like that. So I'm either just really, really boring, or the unlikely thing that I drew from that is maybe my videos are so informative that no one has any questions left at the end, which I think is extremely unlikely. But I just always find that funny when people say that. So if you did have that question in your head, and you just hadn't posed it yet, those are the sort of batteries I use. So let's go ahead and pop a couple in here. In fact, I'm going to pause the video and I'll come back when I've done that. Okay guys, so I ran over and we've got batteries in these, so I can show you they both have basically the same operation in terms of mode. So we'll put the T10 to the side and we'll go to T10T. Before I forget, these are the boxes they come in, very similar, and they actually come with basically the same gear. This is the original T10. The T10T for titanium obviously comes in this box. And both these lights came with a diffuser, which I think is very cool. I mentioned that before in the last video. And when you put these on like a high beam or even the medium, they both have a high, a medium, and a firefly mode. When you put them on the medium mode, these are really, really good, and obviously in terms of a power cut or if you're camping or whatever, they really do light up a pretty good space. So very nice that they include that diffuser. I'm a big fan of that. And this little baggie with a couple of extra O-rings and a little chain and a hex key for that one with the bolt-on pocket clip. So Thrunite are pretty good for that. They do always include little bits extra that might be useful, so I always just keep the tins, either use them for other gear or throw them in the cabinet with all the other packaging and stuff that I hang on to. So yeah, so get into the modes and the actuation, if you will. Both tail clicker on this I'm not a huge fan of, to be honest. The body feels really nice and strong, sturdy titanium, very nice feel to it. The clicker on the back feels pretty plasticky. In fact, I think it is plastic. And can you hear that? Bit of a rattle. I much prefer the one on here, which is just a basic rubber grommet. No rattle. Nice knurled kind of finish on it, so it's a good tactile feel for your finger. And both of them do have a good, pretty nice solid click. You definitely can feel that, but I do prefer the one on there. So if they'd gone with the same style, I think it would have looked absolutely fine on here too. I wish they had, anyway. So yeah, button to turn it on, obviously. So we go straight into Firefly mode. Double press puts us into medium. I'm just going to use my hand here. Actually, let's cut out a light here for a minute, if I can. Cut out a couple of these lights. Okay, so you'll be able to see a little bit better now, particularly if I turn this down. Okay, so this is in medium. Double click puts us into high. Double click puts us back into Firefly, medium, high. So once the light is on, you can also just twist the head to slacken and tighten to change modes. So slacken, tighten into medium, slacken, tighten into high, slacken, tighten back into low. There's no strobe on these, so it will just keep cycling through the three modes, Firefly, medium, and high. The third way you can do it is once the light is on, you can just have to press the tail clicker. And when you let go, it should change into the next mode. So that's probably the most kind of streamlined, simplest way to do it. The double click thing is a little bit clunky. Well, that's my furnace going to kick in the background, guys. Apologise for that. But yeah, definitely the half click or even the slacken and tighten mode is, slacken and tighten action on the head of the light is pretty slick. And even this one that's smooth bodied, you can pretty easily do that with one hand. Says me, who can't then do it. Oh, there we go. Yeah, but definitely easier on this one where there's a bit more grip on the body of the light. Same thing on both of them, so I won't bother going through this one. That's basically what you do. We'll put the light back on. Let's have a little bit look at the literature that comes with it, just to show you the specs and get to the real differences, I guess, between the lights. So this one, the T10T comes just with this very simplest Thrunite pamphlet I've seen to date. It does also come with a little warranty thing. They come with a full, I think it's a full 1 year warranty on them. So yeah, just a little leaflet with this. This came with many different languages for the original T10. We'll obviously open at the Anglaise part. So you can see, let's see if I can hold it up here. So I say you can see, but you probably can't see until I hold it up like that. Max output on the titanium version, 208 lumens. Max output on here, I'll hold that there so you can pause it if you want. This is the T10, the original coal white one. Max output 252, low is 13, Firefly is 0.2. The new titanium one that I got, 208 lumens, low is 13. Firefly's 0.15, so a bit less. Peak beam intensity 810 CD. Somebody please tell me what that is, because I have no idea and I forgot to Google it. 810 CD on here, where did it say? 1062 CD. 65 meter supposed beam distance. Max beam distance 57. So you're getting the picture here. The specs being put out from the Cree XPL LED on the T10T is quite a bit less than the XPL V6, it says there. Now, somebody talks to me a bit about Cree LEDs, and is it just a case of same thing going on for some reason, the specs are being listed slightly differently, or is, am I missing something? Is the V6 specifically something different from what they've used in here? I don't know. I actually don't know which light came out before whichever, so which is the newer one is what I'm trying to say. So maybe there's been some kind of update. They both have the usual kind of impact resistance, 1 meter, IPX8, 2 meter waterproof. I think they're both pretty much the same on those kind of things. And here you are, warranty over here, 2 years free replacement. We'll offer free replacement within 2 years of purchase if problems develop with normal use. You can get 30-day Amazon refund, lifetime limited maintenance. So pretty good warranty policy to back it up. And yeah, I'll hold this up and you can pause on there first if you want. And then I'll do this one for the T10T, just in case you want to pause that and read it. It's got the mode changes there and stuff. So let's come to probably the most significant spec of all for most of us, which is the price. Currently on Amazon.com, the T10, these are both the cool white. The neutral white versions for both are a little bit more. The cool white, which both of these are in front of you, the cool white on the T10 is currently $24 shipped, and the T10 titanium is $36. So you have to ask yourself, is this worth 50% more just to have a titanium light that's a bit heavier, slightly less powerful, doesn't have a reversible pocket clip, doesn't have as nice a tail clicker, and anything else that I touched on that I've forgotten about? So for me, definitely not. I like the look of this light, but I like the look of this just as much in its own way. I think this is a pretty cool little light. I do love the pocket clip on this. The fact that you can take that off altogether, in theory. Well, maybe not without breaking my nail. No, I'm not going to do it right now. But you can take that pocket clip right off. I'm going to break my nail trying to take that off. So it's not something you're going to slip off and on all the time, but you can take it off and you have a nice, very smooth, simple little cylinder to go in your pocket if you are EDC in this light. Or you do have the option to clip it into a bag or whatever. This one, you got to get your hex key out and do that. So just little differences. The overall thing, I mean, the lumen to cost ratio is definitely a lot better on this one. So that would probably be my takeaway from this. Love to hear you guys' thoughts on them, which one you prefer and for what reasons. And I did bring up a few technical questions in here, so anyone who wants to answer that, thank you in advance. Yeah, that about wraps it up. I think 12 minutes is plenty for a simple flashlight review. Hopefully we'll be back with more videos soon, guys. I do apologize for the lack of content, and yeah, hope you're having a good weekend. Thanks for watching. Cheers.